Alright, what's going on guys? Welcome to this video. So we're going to be doing the S1, and the STRV S1 is a tank that I recently picked up out of nowhere. I'm not sure where I got it from, but it's a very interesting tank to play, guys, and it's when I say this, I mean it's completely different than anything I've ever played. You have a tank that can hit shots from over 400 meters away very, consistently. It's a very accurate tank. The problem with it is that you have to keep going in and out of siege mode. And I'm going to play 3 games. I'm going to show you guys kind of what this tank is looking like in the game, and why I don't really like it. I've also picked up the WZ 120, and I'm also going to do a video on that. So we're going to play 2 to 3 games like a regular streamer, and just hopefully they'll be good games, but I kind of want to show you guys where things are getting awkward with the STRV S1. So, without further ado, we're just going to jump right into it. I have a view range of 479 with binocs. I'm running vents, and in the I believe this, what slot is this? Firepower slot. I am running rammer so that I have an 8.1 second reload, and we're running rations, guys, and that's about it. I think for directives we might run the orderly ammo rack so we can get a little quick, more quick of a reload. And I'm going to turn my camera off as we go into the game because of the app that I have. It kind of blocks off the corner of my screen. So, yeah, without further ado, guys, let's get into it. We're going to also put up a coin reserve so I can get some coin out of this. Free experience as well. And let's go ahead and get into it, guys. So, we'll probably do 3 battles. And these are just going to be random battles, guys. I have no idea what maps we're going to get on. So, here we go. And hope you guys enjoy these videos, or these games, rather. I'm going to turn my camera off, but I'm going to continue to talk through the games, obviously. And let's see what we're getting, guys. So, Malinovka. Okay, so Malinovka I can definitely work with. So I think what we're going to do, guys, is... And again, with this tank, you have to be so careful because, like I said, you have to go in and out of siege mode constantly. And especially in a tier 10 game, guys, I think it would be more effective if we tried playing over in this direction over here. Because I'm, in a regular TD, I wouldn't mind trying to push up this way into a bush like this. But in this tank, guys, you have to be all the way in the back. And I'm going to show you why that's the case. And I can understand that a lot of people like this tank. I have struggled with this tank, guys, just because of how awkward it is to get in and out of siege mode. And this tank is really only shining when you're on a map like this one. So, I mean, this is actually a really, really good map. And we also have ELC even 90 here, who's not going to get spotted more than likely coming up this way. So here we go, guys. I mean, this could be a great game, or we could get spotted immediately. We're going to put a shot into the T28 prototype, and you can see how accurate this thing is. I mean, it's just, it's quite an incredible, TD. And T28 prototype is already dead, guys. But yeah, guys, this tank, I mean, in terms of sniping and hitting these shots from, miles out, I mean, the tank can 100% do that. This tank is made for taking shots from 500 meters out. Even, like, it can hit everything. The problem with it is that once you actually hit something, if you're not going to go out of siege mode, I mean, look how slow you're going to maneuver away and stuff. So here we go. We have Hawk 30 here, and I mean, this is just easy. It's easy shots, guys, and hopefully we don't get spotted. I mean, you have very good concealment rating as well, but I mean, you can auto-aim people even at that range, guys. Like, I mean, it's ridiculous how accurate this tank is. And, it's good for that, but the issues I have with it are when you get onto maps that are not like this one. And maybe we'll see that in another game. So, kind of waiting for this even to spot something else. It looks like we have really this whole side of the map, so I think I'm gonna move up from here. And this is another issue with this tank, guys, is like you just never know when to move, because if I move now and perhaps this Hawk 30 runs and tries to spot again, then I might be in trouble. So you just have to be really careful of kind of where you put yourself in this tank. So I'm not going to go too far up yet. I'm going to try and stay in this bush here, and I don't want to get spotted, you know, so definitely don't want to get spotted here, because if I get lit here, then we're in big trouble. And see, AE phase 1 is here. I don't want to take this shot now, you know, because I'll get lit if I take shots here. I have a T-30 here, but can I take this shot safely? That's the question. So we really cannot get spotted here. Okay, so what I'm thinking, guys, and here's already my issue with this tank, is like it's just so awkward to reposition and stuff. You just don't know where to put yourself, because you don't want to get spotted, because then you have to turn off siege mode and try and run away. So you have to put yourself in these situations early on, guys. Like, you have to get yourself into a good spot early on in the game, and you know, really just find where the enemies are going to be. So now I'm going to move. I think I'm going to move actually to around this area, and what we can do is, you know, if we have to get safe, we can pull behind the building. So that'll kind of take away the issue of, you know, moving away slowly in siege mode. So let's get up to here. And here we have T-30, guys. Okay, we're going to miss that shot, but that's okay. Wasn't the easiest of shots, and we're not getting spotted, so that's good. Okay, T-30 is dead. And, you know, so far, guys, it looks like we're actually going to start wrecking this team. But, you know, with any other TD, I could certainly be up in this area, and it's just, you have to kind of play this thing differently. You have to play it so cautiously, because every time you get spotted, you have to do this 1.3 seconds and then move, and it's just, to me, guys, like, and especially when you're in a situation where you have to brawl or something like that at the end of the game, you cannot do it, because when you're in you know, the regular driving mode, you can't turn the gun at all. You can't go up and down with the gun at all. It's all suspension based. And while in real life, I mean, that's really, really effective. You know, in this game, like, you do not want to be trying to, like, you know, go in and out of siege mode. And that's just the thing I emphasize with this tank, guys. Let's take a blind shot over here. Maybe we'll get him. And that's the only thing, guys. But I highly recommend this tank if you like TDs, because this thing, I mean, you can't miss. It's literally that accurate. I don't care what the statistics say on it. When you're in siege mode, I mean, this thing is, it is perfect. You know, you will not miss shots in this thing. So that is one thing to note, guys. So we're going to move up just a little bit. I want to get some render distance on these people. I'm hoping this Char has moved back. I would like to think he has, but just in case I get lit, I will jump down. And one thing I would recommend in this tank, guys, is always try to go solid bush when you can, because you do not, like I said, do not want to get spotted in this thing. So AE phase 1 is here. There's just really nothing I can do to get into position to take shots at that guy. I'd have to maybe get up here or something, and I'm very comfortable sitting right here, guys, just kind of waiting for Artie to get spotted, or the Char. Here he is, and he's dead, guys. And it's that simple, you know. We're spotted, so now I'm gonna get safe from Artie. I'm gonna move around a little bit, but Artie is getting spotted. Maybe I'll just kind of hang out here and hope Artie doesn't slam me. And it looks like Batchat's getting spotted, and not sure where this last Artie is. There he is, M53. And that's the game, guys. So I mean, we absolutely stomped these guys. And this is another thing to note in any TD, really, guys, is when you have these quick games like this, it's difficult to rack up some damage. So overall, I'm happy with this, guys. I'm happy with this performance. I mean, 1,500 damage, no spotting, but this tank really isn't made for spotting anything. So yeah, I'm happy with that, guys. I'm happy with that performance. I have no problem with that. We made 100K profit too with the what's it called, the reserve, and we're gonna go ahead play another game, and you know, now we might get Ensk or something like that, so you never know, guys. But let's see what the next map is gonna be. But yeah, guys, I would like to show you kind of real games instead of just picking one game to show you guys that's really good. I want to show you exactly what this thing is doing in the game, because like I said, I've definitely had some struggles with the tank, and I feel it's better to just show you guys kind of live how I'm playing this thing and what the heck it's you know, truly looking like in game. Because you know, you'll see all these replays online, guys, of people doing 5,000 damage in some, you know, anomaly of a game where there's just red tanks everywhere. And in reality, that's not the case, you know, I'd say 8 or 9 times out of 10. So, you know, I definitely want to show you guys not just a mastery game, because I've had a very good game in this tank. I've had a couple very good games in the WZ. In my rental period of 42 battles, you know, I would say like maybe 2 games in this thing, I've, you know, done probably 3,000 plus fairly easily. And you know, in the WZ, I had 2 4,000 games almost in a row. They were like, I had like the one, and then I played maybe 2 more, and then I had, you know, another like 4,800 damage game or something wild like that. And I think we're gonna go ahead, and this is where, this is again, guys, like, see, now we're spotted. Now I have to go out of siege mode, and it just becomes very, very weird, you know. So on a map like this, we have to be careful of, you know, getting lit by the bulldog and stuff. And Udez is kind of in my spot, so that makes it really awkward, because now I gotta try something else. But we can manage, guys. You know, we're gonna try and make this work. And one other thing to note, guys, is this thing has really, really good, because of the suspension, you could poke up on ridges like this and barely expose yourself, which is very, very, very effective when you're, you know, playing any TD, really, because you don't want to have to go up, well, yep, thanks, guy. You don't want to have to go up very high in the ridge, guys, because, you know, then obviously you're exposing yourself to the enemy much more, and that's just not something you want to do, right? So it looks like we have T-28 over here. I don't really have a good shot at him. Trying not to get spotted on this hill, guys. Okay, ricochet off the LT-432. And it just doesn't seem to be much going on here, guys, right now. You know, ELC even is over here now. That's not good. Okay. So this is what this tank is capable of, guys. Just these you know, crazy shots, you know, threading the needle type of shots, and you know, it's impressive, to say the least. It's impressive. WZ is here. Wow, guys. I did not think that was going to go in, but you just never know. So Mu is over here, and here we go. Now WZ is going to target us, so we got to get the heck out of here. Samu is taking a shot at me. Samu is taking another shot at me, and here we go, guys. This is where this tank becomes really awkward, because in any other TD, I might have been able to get safe there a little sooner, but when I have to hit the, you know, the button for 1.3 seconds when I get spotted, it becomes very, very awkward. So that's really the thing. You just don't want to get spotted, guys. And I'm not the best at that. You know, I tend to get a little too aggressive with my positioning. And really, that's the big downfall of this tank. Probably spotted from that shot. I'm not. So that's good. Samua is dead. And now, guys, we're going to go ahead, go off siege mode, and I want to pop up over here because the Borisk was over here, but it looks like he cleared out. So I think we can go back up, or they killed him. So I think we can go back up the hill now. Make sure we're not spotted here. Trying to find a shot of this Centurion. It's very, very awkward. Okay, we're not spotted. This game is looking quite close, guys. It's looking quite close. I don't want to get too aggressive with this thing, so I'm going to kind of hang out here. I'm trying to wait for maybe Progetto to get spotted here or something like that. You know, I kind of want to help this 50 TP, but I don't know if I can get into a proper position to do that from here. You know, and that's the big problem. I don't... We have a shot at this WZ, perhaps? Okay, so we're waiting for the WZ to get spotted again, and maybe we can sneak a shot into between the buildings here or something like that. So let's see. Really nothing else I think I could manage from here. I'm going to maybe move up to where this T-44 is and stuff. Maybe we can find a shot over here at the scent and stuff. He died. Who shot him? RHM. So RHM is probably sitting somewhere out in this area, guys. So I'm just going to be cautious of that. Going to wait for him to get spotted. Centurion's over here. Ooh, WZ is right there. I'm not spotted. Okay, RHM is actually right there too. I wouldn't have guessed that. Okay, so we're gonna come down here like this. Okay, RHM dies, that's good. And like again, guys, if that RHM didn't die, that would have been a really awkward situation for me. And beautiful shot there, guys, to close out this game. I'm happy with that performance as well, guys. I mean, these are not super high damage games, but you know, I mean, they're decent, right? I mean, I'm not experiencing quite as many problems, I should say, as I was in previous games. So you know, it's going okay. We'll go ahead and apply our bonus there, and 1555 damage, guys. So again, these are looking like quite average games in my opinion. About the same coin because I think we got a mission last time, and that gives us like an extra 50k. And you know, overall, guys, I'm pretty happy with the performance so far. We're averaging 1,527 damage and 2 wins, and the games have not been like raffle stomps like I've seen a lot of them have been. So let's go ahead and play one more game, guys. Video is going to be pretty long, but I like to go ahead and play 3. You know, I think we can really get a good interpretation of how this tank is performing, you know, that way. And let's see what the third map is. Hopefully it's another wide open map like Prokhorovka or something. And Westfield, guys. I mean, Westfield, another decent map. Another decent map, guys. So, you know, we've been pretty lucky in getting, you know, I'd say even if this is a bad game or I die early on, you know, we can certainly say that the map rotation has not been crap. So, so that's the most important thing in this tank, because you need to have these games, guys, where you're getting on open maps. If you're not on open maps, you can forget having a good performance in this tank, because this tank cannot do any type of brawling at all. You know, it's very different from the WZ-120, which I'm going to have a video on as well, similar to this one. You know, that thing, you know, it's almost made for brawling. It's got more armor. You know, the gun handling is not that great. It's kind of derpy, but you know, it's got good mobility, better than this and stuff like that. So I do tend to like going up here at lower tiers, guys, like way up to the top, but I just feel like that's a really bad idea. I think actually, and look at this, type's already here. So I think we're just gonna stay right here, guys. Maybe we'll get lucky. And I think what we'll do is load some gold shells, because, you know, what's going to happen is we're going to get these weird angles on people when they're poking up the ridges. So, you know, I prefer to have gold loaded. And another thing to note about this tank, guys, is the penetration on the standard rounds is very, very good. I spotted T-28 prototype basically through here. We're going to get a shot into him. Hopefully I'm not lit from that. Let's see. I am. So now, in this situation, guys, you know, when you're getting spotted like this, like, we have to... And here, you know, what's good about this particular map is that I can run down the hill. And also another thing to note, guys, is the reverse speed on this tank is very quick as well. So I think maybe one of the issues I was having can be corrected simply by just backing up when you're running away instead of trying to, you know, turn yourself around or whatever the case is. So Borisk is over here. I'm afraid I'm going to get clipped out by the Borisk. And it looks like, guys, I think it's time to basically FO. Because, you know, my team is basically melting over here, and we don't want to get caught out in this tank. So we're going to move. We've basically completely lost the one line already, and we're going to move, guys. I would like to, before this breaks down entirely, get over to maybe this area. The problem is this is encounter mode, so I don't know what these guys are going to do. You know, I don't want to get too far away and then they press the city. I mean, let's see what happens. I think I would like to get all the way up to here, guys, if I'm being honest. I think we have the concealment rating to do it as well. You know what I mean? I kind of want to get to where, like, this UDES is. We're going to go right here. I think we have a shot at this T-26. We're going to clean up the Scorpion. I shouldn't be spotted from that. And again, guys, like, the weird thing about this tank is, especially when you're on the move, like, the view range is lacking, so it's just very it's a very awkward tank to play, and I can't emphasize that enough. I mean, I know I sound like a broken record over 3 games kind of telling you guys the same thing, but I mean, that's just what this thing is looking like in actual games. Like, you just have to be so careful about where you retreat to, where you set up and all. It's not a light tank. You know, you can't, even it's not even like some other TDs. You know, the mobility is very average in my opinion. So you really have to be careful about where you're setting yourself up. Looks like we missed that one. Okay, we're in a really awkward spot here, guys, and this is my fault. But maybe we have a shot at this T-28. We do. And these games are just kind of, they're almost anomalies, guys. Like, I just have so much to shoot at. The biggest problem I was facing was I couldn't find anything to shoot at in, you know, all these other games that I was playing. Progetto's here. You know, we have a lot of shots. Borisk is going to clip us out now, and now we're probably dead. So, here we go, guys. You know, here's the struggle bus right here. Borisk is here. You know, we're going to get wrecked now. There's nowhere I can run to. And, you know, unfortunately, you know, losing this whole side of the map was one of the biggest issues. So here you go, guys. 1,946 damage. We're going to go ahead and just kind of see how this game plays out. I think we will probably win this game. Yeah, definitely now I'd say. You know, Borisk is a decent player, but I don't think he can carry this game against basically a full HP UDES. You know, it's unlikely, especially now that he's like half HP. And so I guess that's the game, guys. I'm not gonna stick around for this one. Simply because I think we know what the end result is going to be. So let's go back out. I'm going to pop up my camera. We'll kind of talk about this tank for another minute or so, and that'll be the video. Where am I going here? All right, here we are. So STRV S1, guys, this is what it's looking like in the game. We're averaging currently, before this game, 1,502 damage in it, 50% victory rate, and we've played 34 battles, so we only have 8 battles left. And, you know, this is kind of how I have this thing set up, guys, in case you're wondering. We have Sixth Sense and Concealment over here. We do have the Snapshot, which I think, you know, always helps, right, with any TD, I believe, just when you're moving around and stuff. And Situational Awareness, guys, and more Concealment. You know, like I said, we have 480 view range. The signal range is insane on this thing. Moving vehicle percent for concealment is about 30, and stationary is 47%. That's higher than the ELC even 90, the way I have it set up right now. So that gives you an idea of how invisible this thing is, guys, when you're not moving in it. But just keep in mind, when you go to fire, you want to be solid bush, you know, to really get this, keep this stationary vehicle percent, because if you're not solid bush, that all goes away as soon as you shoot, pretty much. Other than that, guys, I mean, that's pretty much it. Our performance was 1,527 damage over the first 2 battles, and this third battle will probably bring it up to maybe 16 something, maybe even 1,700 or so, because I think we did like 2,000 damage. But you know, with 2 games weighing down the one, you know, it's probably going to be like 16 something. Oh, here we go. Now we can see. So we did win that game, guys. Let's take a look at the emplates, and this way you guys can, you know, see the emplates and see our final result. I think it's better that way. So we did 1,946 damage, guys. 128 assists. You know, it was a fairly good game. We made 38K, and you know, I think we shot all gold, right? I don't know if I switched back from gold, so you know, a good representation to give you guys, you know, on how the gold rounds are penning, because they pen everything. So yeah, that's really about it, guys. You know, there's not much more to touch on this tank. 1,667 damage, 128 assist damage, giving us a total of almost 1,800 combined. And for me, I'm happy with this, guys. You know, some better players might not be as happy with this, but you know, for this tank, I'm okay with this, guys. So there you have it, the STRV S1, guys. This is what it's looking like. Very, very accurate tank. The dispersion is 0.37, but I think this is when you're not in siege mode, because there's no way the dispersion is that high. 3000 DPM with the directive, and you know our rammer here, so the DPM is good, guys. And again, to play this tank, guys, you just have to keep yourself safe. You can't get spotted in this thing or you're gonna get wrecked. And you know, you could, with the way the suspension works, you can use that to your advantage. So if you're gonna play anything like this, guys, the STRV or any of the UDESs or whatever those things are, not the mediums, but you know, the ones that look like this, you're going to use the suspension to poke up on the ridges, and you know, you can use that suspension to get your gun depression down quite a bit, so that way, you know, you don't have to be exposing yourself that much. So there you go, guys, in the STRV S1. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you for the next one. Bye bye.